The interception tonight with 4 total. Is the confidence level of this secondary really primed now?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, we're prepared each week in and week out. You know, we have a great game plan. So as far as just knowing what to do, you know, just knowing the scheme of the defense better with this being our second year, we definitely have a lot of confidence.
So you guys are getting better with each game?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, we're just trying to improve week in and week out.
You guys last year were heavily criticized by the media and the fans with the breakdowns in the secondary. Not so much this year. So let's talk about the difference in the mentality of the secondary this year at this point compared to last year.
You know, we just understand that, you know, it's a new team. You know, we got a new dream. So as far as that, you know, we have a whole different core of guys playing in the secondary now. You know, so we can't worry about the past. You know, we just got to get better. You know, so we take pride in our jobs.
Did you veterans, you know, you heard about the highly touted freshmen who were signed, and they were saying these guys are going to come in and take jobs, and that inspire you guys to maybe just step your game up?
You know, honestly, you know, we wasn't even really, you know, even worrying about that because, you know, they're our teammates at the end of the day. So anybody that came in and could help us, that's all that matters. We really wasn't worried about it because we know that we just got to win ball games.
Their quarterback, he talked a little junk during the week. You know, he said that he thought it might be a little bit easy. Did you guys kind of take that personally? Did you hear those comments?
Oh, yeah, we definitely, you know, we was up on all of that. So as far as, you know, talking don't play, you know, you got to walk it. So as far as, you know, our mindset, we took it in, but at the same time, we wasn't going to let that bother us.
Do you know what he finished? He was 8 for 24 for 52.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So we just played well, you know, as far as complementing our defensive linemen. You know, our front seven, like I say all the time, you know, they're really, really good. So on the back end, we just got to take pride and make sure we don't let our teammates down.
It's got to feel good when the team's been talking a little bit the week before. Y'all come out and get 4 interceptions against them. I mean, that's got to be a good feeling, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Anytime you can win a turnover margin, that's really, really big. You know, that's one of our objectives every single game. So anytime we can do that, it's definitely big for it, no matter if it's a fumble, you know, interception. But, yeah, it definitely played good as far as, you know, the secondary coming up with those balls.
It feels like there's several times this season we've been asking you guys on the defense about making big stops down the stretch that y'all have done that. I mean, it feels like y'all are building a little bit of a reputation for that.
You know, we're just trying to develop an identity, you know, just improving every week, preparing hard, you know, taking it one play at a time. You know, at the end of the year, we're hoping to look up and be the defense that we wanted to be.
I've heard that phrase, developing an identity, from a few guys tonight. I mean, what do you think your identity is there?
As far as that, man, we just improving. You know, as far as, you know, if we just continue to get better week in and week out, you know, everything else will take care of itself.
Can you believe that the guys talk a little bit like they did this week? You guys really never ever played them before. You see comments like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it definitely bothers you a little bit. But as far as, you know, when you prepare, you know, and you know that, you know, if you play at your best, you know, you're capable of winning the game, you know, all that other stuff don't even matter.
How much did they talk out on the field? I mean, it looked like there was a pretty good bit of woofing going on there to begin with.
Yeah, they was talking a little bit, but as far as, you know, once we started making plays, big plays, it kind of settled down a little bit.
What was the atmosphere like out there at the stadium?
I mean, it was definitely different as far as it being in that dome, you know, but we played in big environments before, so it was nothing we wasn't prepared for, and we pretty much wasn't even worried about the environment.
How good is it for you to watch a guy like Rashad having the kind of year he's having on the other side and making the plays that he's making right now?
Man, it's definitely a great feeling just seeing him, you know, just he's really, really focused, you know, and it's just great to see him make plays and come to the sideline and they'll just talk about it all. You know, it's just a great feeling, especially with us being as close as we are.
He said Coach Reed's played a big reason why he has got better, and you guys as a group. What is it specifically Coach Reed brings to the table?
You know, he's just bringing that energy, you know, for us to just take pride in our jobs. You know, every play matters. You know, we can't take any plays off, and we got to understand that all eyes are on us. If we make a mistake, you know, that's an easy 6 points. So we just got to take pride in our job.
Is it easier to listen to a guy like him because